Hey guys, I'm Buki and you're watching #Last Week, the show that takes all the top trending stories from social media and brings it to you in one spot. What was trending last week? Sean Hannity, Alex Jones, and the death of three icons. Up first, what do you say when someone goes into your contact list? So this is what Heidi Fleiss must have felt like. Last week, President Trump's lawyer and alleged fixer Michael Cohen's office was raided by the FBI on behalf of Robert Mueller. But what came from that raid was the revelation of Mr. Cohen's third and unknown client, we now know to be Fox News' Sean Hannity. Hannity, who is one of President Trump's greatest boosters, denied the allegations, claiming he in no way hired Michael Cohen as his lawyer, but asked him legal questions from time to time, as they were familiar with each other. According to Vanity Fair, the symbiotic relationship between Donald Trump and Fox News can make it difficult to discern where the Trump administration ends and the network begins. Hannity, according to sources, had not informed senior Fox News executives about his undisclosed relationship with Cohen, but the network was basically flying blind. On Tuesday, Fox executives pressed Hannity to provide more information about his Cohen connection. Hannity told them what he'd already said in public. The network issued a statement saying it was surprised by the news, but Hannity continues to have our full support. Rupert Murdoch, the head of Fox News' empire, had a tough call to make. The 87-year-old, who has been recovering from a back injury, had to weigh the odds. Since the departure of Megyn Kelly and Bill O'Reilly, Hannity is the network's ratings king. One Fox News staffer wrote following the support of the network, "This must violate every rule of journalism." What do you say the next time you go up against a mama bear? This is going to hurt. Controversial far-right radio host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is being sued by parents of the Sandy Hook massacre for defamation. According to NPR, Leonard Posner and his former wife Veronica De La Rosa, parents of Noah Posner, and Neil Heslin, the father of Jesse Lewis, are seeking more than $1 million in damages in separate lawsuits. The two defamation cases were filed in Austin, Texas, where Jones lives, and has espoused claims that the massacre was a, quote, giant hoax, and, quote, the whole thing was fake, staged by the federal government, which hired professional actors for purposes of undermining the Second Amendment right. The New York Times reported the lawsuits represent the first civil action taken by parents accusing Mr. Jones of defamation. According to The Independent, Jones responded to the suit with a video statement on Tuesday night, in which he claimed he was merely playing devil's advocate when he was called the shooting of a hoax and completely fake. He said he did believe that children had died at Sandy Hook, but that it was a result of police standing down. The victims' parents, he added, were being used by the media. This comes days before the 19th anniversary of the massacre at Columbine last Thursday and the subsequent shooting at the Ocala High School in Florida on the same day. And what do you say when you lose someone close to you? Until you meet again. Last week saw the deaths of three very different but iconic figures. First Lady Barbara Bush, actor R. Lee Ermey, and DJ Avicii. Barbara Bush, the matriarch of the Republican Party and political dynasty, died last Tuesday at the age of 92. Only the second woman in American history to have her husband and her son elected president, she was known instantly by her signature white hair and pearl necklaces. She became a major public figure as well as her husband. Dedicated to her family of 6 children and largely indifferent to glamour, Mrs. Bush played down her role in her husband's political success. But she was a shrewd and valuable asset, becoming a sought-after speaker in at least 4 national campaigns. She was at his side during a nearly 30-year political career. She was often seen as a throwback to the women's movement, but she pressed on advancing and putting literacy on the map as causes in the United States. She often credits her daughter Robin, who died from leukemia at the age of 3, for her fierce determination. Last Sunday, the office of her husband, former President George W.H.W. Bush, issued a statement saying that after consulting her family and her doctors, Mrs. Bush had decided not to seek additional medical treatment and will instead focus on comfort care. The Bushes had celebrated their 73rd wedding anniversary in January, making them the longest married couple in presidential history. Former Presidents George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama, as well as Melania Trump, attended the funeral. R. Lee Ermey, the actor known for his Golden Globe-nominated role as the intimidating drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket, died Sunday at the age of 74, according to his manager. Ermi played the role of the tough gunnery Sergeant Hartman who trains a new group of recruits in the 1987 film Full Metal Jacket. He received a Golden Globe Best Supporting Actor nomination in the movie directed by Stanley Kubrick. He did voiceovers and lighter content, lending his voice to The Simpsons and Family Guy, as well as Toy Story, where he voiced Sergeant or just Sarge, the Green Army Soldier. A Vietnam veteran, he served in the Marine Corps from 1961 to 1972. He spent 2 years as a drill instructor at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego and rose to the ranks of Staff Sergeant. Ermi died from complications of pneumonia. His manager, Bill Rogan, said, "Please support our men and women in uniform." That's what he wanted the most. Swedish DJ Avicii, whose real name is Tim Berglund, has died in Moscow, Oman, at the age of 28. He was best known for his hit songs Wake Me Up and Levels, both of which reached #1 on the Billboard list of top dance songs. Twice nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Dance Recording, Avicii's debut album True, released in 2013, made the top 10 in 10 different countries. In 2016, Avicii retired from live performing due to health reasons, having suffered from acute pancreatitis, owing in part to excessive drinking. In 2014, his gallbladder and appendix had been removed. The DJ, who was born in Stockholm, was regularly ranked at the top 5 Forbes list of highest paid DJs before his retirement. In 2012, he became the first electronic musician to headline New York's esteemed Radio City Music Hall. He worked and collaborated with artists like Coldplay, Beyonce, and Nile Rodgers. Social media exploded from the industry, like Bet's DJ Khaled and Diplo, who voiced their condolences. Details surrounding the cause of his death are still unknown. Alright, hashtaggers, it was another trending week on social media and kind of a tough one, right? Hashtag Sean Hannity is pissed. I know he's mad because when you want to be unknown and then you're found out, you're mad. But you gotta think about the implications here. We have Donald Trump, whose lawyer is Michael Cohen. And then we have Sean Hannity, huge proponent of Donald Trump, and his lawyer is Michael Cohen. This gives a whole new meaning to hashtag attorney-client privilege. Alex Jones, I just have one question for you. Hashtag where the kids at? First, you said that this whole thing was a hoax, paid actors, this never happened. Then you're saying that you do believe that kids died, but are they the parents' kids? I don't know what you're talking about here. And why would anyone hoax something like this for the Second Amendment when no true gun restriction laws have been passed? I'm still trying to see your reasoning here. And also, if this were a hoax, do you not think that NBC, ABC, CNN, MSNBC, us here at Hashtag Last Week would have figured it out by now? Hashtag Alex Jones have several seats. And lastly, hashtag RIP. It was a very difficult week in the Death Department. Good old Arlie Ermi. We grew up with you as Sarge from Toy Story. It's unbelievable. We may not have known your face, but we knew your voice and we knew it well. Avicii, I gotta say, for Avicii, it is a tragedy that he did die so young, but just think about it. He did more in his 28 years than most people do in their entire lives. So you gotta give him credit for that, and you have to take that as maybe a little bit of a motivation for you to get started in whatever it is that you want to do. And hashtag don't ever mess with Barbara Bush. This woman was fierce in her pearls. No one did it better than she did, and whether you believe with her politics or not, whether you believe that she set the women's movement back or not, this woman chose to be a family wife, mother. She had 6 incredible children, all of which are doing well. So you got to give her credit for that. And she literally is the political matriarch. If you're including George H.W. Bush, George Bush, and Jeb, she's been in this game for literally her entire life. So you got to give her credit for that, and she will be missed. Alright guys, that is it for me. I'm Buki Liquidate for Hashtag Last Week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all our social media channels, and we will trend with you next week.